Hello and welcome to my NFL Week 5 predictions. I'm going to keep it short this video because I have been awake for a day now without any sleep because I've just been so busy. So anyway, but of course I had to make sure to get you the NFL predictions. So let's get straight into it. Last week my dad actually won the week, surprisingly enough. I mean, if you think about it, it's not that surprising because there were so many upsets last week. It was actually insane. So, of course, he always predicts a lot of upsets. So, it only makes sense he'd win. Um, you can tell, or I mean, you can see that it doesn't add up to 16. Like normally it would be a thing that adds up to 16, like 10 and 6 or something like that. But I didn't count the tie for anything. I just didn't put in the tie at all because why would I? It's not a loss or a win, and I'm not just going to put a -1 at the end of the 5 for no reason. So I just didn't put it in. So that's why he went 10 and 5, 41 and 22. I went 9 and 6, so only a game worse. Not bad. I've been pretty mediocre all year, but I haven't had a score below 9 all season yet. I hope I didn't jinx myself. 42 and 21, so I'm one game ahead of him. And then Greg went 7 and 8. Greg's just had a really weird season. He'll win 14 games, and then next week he'll win 6, and then next week he'll win 12, and then next week he'll win 7. So that's why he's still up there with my dad and I with 40. So after week 4, we're still all a game, which is really entertaining. We're all just 40, 41, and 42. So I took the lead again. I like it that way. Let's keep it that way. First game, 49ers Rams. I took the Rams by 7. Yeah, I think that the Rams are the better team. I think the 49ers will put up a better performance than they did last year. I mean, you can tell that I haven't slept in a long time. Last game, I mean. And yeah, I think they'll put up, Brock Purdy will do better. So everybody's going to say, oh, okay, maybe he's back. Maybe he's not that bad. The Rams are just going to do what the Rams usually do. It's going to be closer than people think, but the Rams are going to win. Greg also predicts the Rams to win just with a bigger score. Last week, the video was half an hour long, and I tried to explain in depth my dad and Greg's predictions just because I wanted to add more to the video. But I'm not going to do that this week just because I've been so busy. So sorry about that, but I mean, yeah, I just have to do it. So my dad took the Rams 21-17, and then I took Vikings Browns. I took the Vikings 24-13. Pretty weird score, but it's in London. I don't know why the Vikings have 2 games back to back in another country, but it's also the Browns, so I would not take them, even though, and it's not a home game either, so I don't know why they're at home. Greg is doing the impossible and taking the Browns. This could be contender for upset of the week, but I have another upset of the week coming up later. How I can see the Browns winning this game: defense, and that's about it. You can tell the Vikings, they struggled with the Steelers defense. Browns defense is better in my opinion, so, but also the Browns offense sucks, and they have Dylan Gabriel, so don't think so. My dad agrees. Vikings 24-20. Cowboys Jets. I will take the Jets by 2. I was stuck on this game for a while because the Cowboys do usually do better when they're away, but I just decided to go with the Jets because they didn't look great against the Dolphins, but the Cowboys defense isn't as good as the Dolphins defense, even though the Dolphins defense still kind of sucks. So that's just saying something. It's going to be a shootout. The Jets are going to get their first win of the season. It's written in the stars. It has to happen. So it's going to happen. Greg disagrees. He's going to take the Cowboys. Smart pick. Probably going to win. My dad was also taking the Cowboys, of course, because he's a Cowboys fan. Broncos, Eagles. I'll take the Eagles by 8. I mean, pick against the Eagles and you lose. They're 4-0. my dad and Greg made that mistake last week, or maybe only Greg did. I don't know. I know he picked against the Eagles. I haven't done it all season because I just know that they're not going to lose. I probably jinxed it, and they're going to lose. It's definitely a game that they can lose. The Broncos' defense is good, and it's been getting progressively better through the season. But I feel like the Eagles, they're just too good. It's like if you stop them on the run and you stop Saquon, it's like, all right, we'll just pass it. If you can't pass it, it's okay, we'll just run it with Saquon. It's too overpowered. Greg agrees this week and will take the Eagles. My dad will also take the Eagles. Dolphins, Panthers. I took the Dolphins 24-17. I'm not going to trust the Panthers again. I did that last week, unless the Panthers are just gods at home and then away they just suck, which honestly might be the case because how do you beat the Falcons 30-0 and then lose to the Patriots 42-6 or whatever it was? I don't understand that logic, but I'm not trusting the Panthers. Greg disagrees and he's going to trust the Panthers. Well, if there's any game to do it, it's probably this one. Tyreek Hill's done. The Dolphins already kind of suck as it is, so yeah, if you're Carolina, this is a game to win. My dad likes the Dolphins in this one, though. Texans, Ravens. I will take the Ravens 31-24. Probably a closer. The score looks a lot closer, but I think the Ravens are going to dominate. Both teams are going to be pissed because they both suck, but the Ravens shouldn't suck. The Texans also, you can make an argument they shouldn't suck, but I think that realistically, we all know that they suck or supposed to suck. I don't know what I'm yapping about anymore. I'm saying that the Ravens are supposed to be great and they're bad, and that doesn't make any sense. So they're gonna be pissed and dominate the game. Greg agrees, only by 7 though, so kind of like me. My dad also. We all have similar scores actually here. So yeah, I think it'll be a close game. Raiders Colts. I will take the Colts by 6. Interesting score, 28-22. I think it will be close, actually. I think the Raiders are going to have a lead for the majority of the game. Colts are going to come in at the end and win. It's like, oh man, I told everybody the Colts were frauds, and then last second they're going to win, and they're going to be like, oh, well, there it goes. There it is. Greg is also going to take the Colts by 10. My dad will also take the Colts. I mean, if you're a betting man, this isn't a bad game to pick here. It looks like a really bad pick because the Colts are really good right now and the Raiders aren't as good. But I just have a gut feeling that the Raiders are going to win this game. Yeah, I know I didn't predict it, so boo-hoo, I guess. I want the point. Giants, Saints. I took the Giants. The Saints are at home, but the Giants, they beat the Chargers. Who saw that coming? Nobody at all. So are the Giants good now, or is that just a fluke? I guess we'll find out. But they should beat the Saints. Greg agrees. And upset of the week, my dad takes the Saints. This might not even be upset of the week, actually, because there's another one coming up later that might top this. But every time my dad takes the Saints, I just put upset of the week because the Saints are very clearly the worst team in the league. Only by 3 points, though. Buccaneers, Seahawks. I'll take the Seahawks by 3. Good game. Seahawks are going to have trouble running the ball. They're going to have to rely on the pass, and Sam Darnold's going to step up, and he's going to win the game. I think it's going to be a pretty good shootout. The running backs aren't going to do a lot. Both teams are going to have to rely on the pass, and it's going to work out for them. It's going to work out for Seattle a little bit better, though. Greg disagrees, and he'll take the Bucs. Big Buccaneers fan over here, which is ironic since he's a Saints fan. It's kind of crazy, Greg, I'm just saying, but he'll take the Buccaneers by 5. So not a bad pick. It was like a 50-50, maybe 60-40 game for me. My dad will also take the Seahawks. It's also because the Seahawks are at home. If the Buccaneers were at home, then I would probably take the Buccaneers too. Cardinals, Titans, 25-16. it's going to be a boring game, and both teams aren't very good, but the Cardinals are better. So there you go. Greg will also take the Cardinals, and my dad is going to do a surprise pick and take the Titans. That's crazy. And this is what I was talking about, what the other potential upset of the week. Honestly, you can probably flip a coin for who's worse, the Titans or the Saints. And then the coin's just going to not land on heads or tails because they're both so ass. Anyway, the Titans by 3. Yeah, that's could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans win this game, I'll be honest. The Cardinals are not impressing me right now. They impressed me in the fourth quarter versus the Seahawks, but that's in one quarter. So not much to be impressed about. Commanders, Chargers. I'll take Washington here. I don't know. There's something about this game. It's not just that the Chargers lost to the Giants, but it's also Jaden Daniels coming back. Everything is kind of screaming Chargers here, but that's also a reason to take the Commanders. And that's all the logic I have. The Chargers should 100% win this game, so I'm expecting to get this pick wrong. Greg is taking the Chargers by 3, and my dad is also taking the Chargers by 4, kind of exactly what I mentioned. You would be a fool not to take the Chargers, right? Well, that's what they said last week. Lions, Bengals. Yeah, I'll take the Lions. Everybody's thinking it's going to be a shootout. The Lions' defense is actually good. I don't know why everybody's pretending like it's not. The Bengals' defense, on the other hand, is not. And now the Bengals' offense sucks too. So everybody who took Jamar Chase in the first round, rest in peace. I only had him in one league, so I'm not even that much. I'm not that screwed. But the Bengals are screwed. Greg agrees, but with a closer score. And then my dad doing it again, taking another upset. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's winning. So if he knows, he knows, I suppose. But I would be very shocked if the Bengals win this game because every statistic is leaning towards the Lions. Like every statistic. Patriots, Bills. I'll take the Bills by 7. Think it will be close. Think it's going to be a pretty low scoring. I know I have the Bills winning or scoring 30 points, but it's just a classic Patriots Bills low scoring matchup on Sunday Night Football. Nothing new. Greg's also going to take the Bills. No surprise. My dad will also take the Bills. I can see the Patriots winning it. I'd say 70-30, with the Patriots having a 30% chance to win. I mean, it's because they're not at home, but I can see the Patriots winning this game. I'm not going to predict it, but I can see it. This one I can see. The Jaguars winning by 1 point. The Chiefs just dominated. And kind of what you realize with teams is that's why I was saying the Chargers should be favored, is because a good team, they're usually not going to lose a game to a bad team, like a trap game, for example, and then the next week also lose another trap game. That's why trap games happen. That's why they're called trap games. If you lose twice, if you have 2 trap games back to back, then you're just a bad team at that point. That's the way I see it anyway. So the Chiefs just dominated the Ravens, so it only makes sense they lose to the Jaguars by a point on Monday Night Football. That's my logic. That says my name, but it's supposed to say Greg. Greg disagrees. He's going to take the Chiefs by 2. Good score. And then my dad is going to take the Chiefs by a lot more. Chiefs should win this game. But anyway, that's it for this week. So stay